You, obviously,
Yeah.
phenomenal show, Patriot Act, 6 seasons. That's a
6
lot.
seasons,
That's super dope. That's hella dope.
It's a wrap though. That's why I'm here. I'm a man with no PowerPoint. You know what I mean? I have nothing to do.
But it was dope. You did 6 seasons. It was
6
such a
seasons.
powerful show. Do you ever feel like now, because on the show you talked about so much important stuff, do you
Yes.
feel like now you see a news story and you're like, dang, I wish I could have like dived into that?
Not at all.
Really?
No.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying at all.
How come? Because I feel like you're so about that.
Yeah, but it's also like, it was a lot of work. People would see me in the street and they would just pitch things to me.
Like what?
They would just come up to me and just say a word. They'd just be like, Syria! And I'm like, what do you want me to do about it?
For real?
Yeah. You would sometimes hit me up like, yo, I have a question.
You're right, you're
yeah.
absolutely right. 100%
Yo,
I did that.
how should I talk about India? I'm like, yo, how do we even get started? Let's start with WhatsApp and then we'll...
So what you're saying is that's annoying. I should stop doing that.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's cool when you do it. Sometimes. Sometimes it's a little much. Sometimes
Wait,
it's a little
but real talk, do you not come up on celebrities like that?
Yes, I will roll up to celebrities, but I won't ask them to do 25-minute deep dives.
How is it different?
Well, with me, when I ran up to Michael Jordan, I got body slammed, which I've told the story
Yeah.
On Fallon, which is like 4.5 hours before the show.
100%, yeah.
It was at his birthday party. I wasn't invited. I went, waited outside at the casino tables while he was inside clubbing. He walked out. I ran up on him a little bit too fast, reached out for a high five. His bodyguard picked me up, chokeslammed me, boom.
Damn, you're crazy.
I was crazy. Yes.
Okay, well, what else? What else? Is there anyone else besides Michael Jordan?
Did that. Later that weekend, I went up to Canada's own Vince Carter. He was at the craps table. He was talking to a lady friend.
Yeah.
Me and my 4 other Desi friends rolled up on him. We were like, yo, Vince, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, arm in the rim. And just like, I was just started just naming his stats that I was really into. And he looked at me and he's like, come on, man. And then,
Like in a bad way.
yeah, and then he went back to talking to a woman who wasn't his wife. And I was like, I am so sorry for, disturbing your moment of infidelity. And he's like, get the out of here. So this is the third thing. This is where it's like,
Oh my
yo,
God.
Hassan, you have a problem. Blueprint 3 has just come out.
Oh no.
Okay? I'm in New York. I'm doing like sets in New York. I'm driving around. I go to...
So you're doing sets. So you're like a somebody.
By a somebody, meaning I'm getting paid $25 per set.
Copy that. So you can pay for valet. Okay.
So I made, like a good like $50 that night.
Okay.
Okay. So I run into a close friend of mine from the Bay Area. He's like, yo, did you know? I was just walking around Times Square and Jay-Z's in a G-Wagon bumping Empire State of Mind and just driving around Times Square. And I'm like, what? No, like Blueprint 3 had just come out.
Okay.
So I'm like, we're going to 42nd and 8th right now. Okay? So we all get in the car, we drive to Times
You can ask
Square.
a question.
Yeah.
When you have those thoughts, what do you think is going to happen?
My dreams are gonna come true.
Like, what do you think that you're gonna pull up in front of his car and he's gonna be like, hop in, Hassan, and then, like, what do you think is happening?
I'm gonna show up, Lily.
Okay.
And he's just gonna see the sheer excitement, enthusiasm, and joy that I bring to his life.
Okay.
And he's gonna be like, I've never met someone like you.
Okay.
So we get to 42nd and 8th, and there's the big red steps that are in Times Square. And Alicia Keys is playing the piano.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's up there. There's just a bunch of barricades. I'm at the intersection. I roll the window down. They're like, yo, bro, you gotta move. I'm like, wait, I gotta make, is that Jay-Z? There's a cop, he's on the other side of the window. I think it's Officer Gary. He starts banging on the window. And he's like, pull over. And I'm like, oh no. We pull over. He gives me a ticket, $287.
For what?
For just being in the middle of an intersection. I stopped in the middle of an intersection.
Okay, you know,
it was
fair.
a left
Fair,
turn.
you know,
I
fair.
didn't complete the turn.
Okay.
So I've
you just parked in the intersection.
in the middle of an intersection.
Okay, you know what, fair. You didn't
Yeah.
get that ticket.
He gives me a ticket, right? All my friends are like, damn, all right, we just got a ticket, we gotta go home. I go, no. That ticket was the cost of entry. The night has just begun. So we park it. And what's beautiful about getting a ticket, once you get a ticket, just slide that thing right in the windshield. They can't double ticket you. We must move forward.
100%.
Okay? So we move forward. I just double park it outside
Okay.
the M&M store. I'm like, if you tow me, do what you must.
I need to know what happens here.
I'm in the negative right now.
Okay.
Then I see the barricades. We just duck underneath the barricades. I run up to Jay-Z.
You did not.
Yes, he's walking to his chair. He just finishes a take. And I just start rapping to him.
You did not.
I just started rapping the song to him. If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 nights Sela, 3 card Marley. Labor Day parade, rest in peace Bob Marley. And then he looks at his bodyguard and he's like, get this guy the out of here. And that dude, this time he didn't body slam me, but he just dragged me outside of the barricades. Just literally lifted me up, all 160 pounds of me. Just went like this. And just put me outside the barricades and told me to never come back.
Did you feel like you accomplished something?
No, I just don't know what came over me. And so that was the last time I ever,
That was the last time.
yes, I ever rolled up on somebody that I admire.
So since you've become a celebrity, you haven't rolled up.
No, I did not. There's certain people in your life that defined your childhood.
I understand that.
Yeah, and so the
who was-
idea of meeting them.
I tell you what, if I ever see Jay-Z, I'm gonna be like, my friend Hassan.
Have you met Jay-Z?
I have. It was real chill. We were roller skating together.
Lily-
We had a civil conversation, but
Lily, this is gonna be mean. You don't even deserve to meet him. Like, what?
it's like that.
He's this.
Yeah.
Lily, he's this.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're yo.
Yeah, that's what's up.
No.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
this is
That's
not
right.
this.
Let me just say.
You met J and B?
I did.
This is a crime.
Are you mad at me?
Yes. I'm not even tripping about some other
Can I
party
tell you
you went
something?
through. Yeah.
I was more excited to meet you.
That's not true.
You're right. It's
you
not.
liar.
Anyways.
Liar.
But I think you're really cool, Hassan.
I am cool.
Yeah.
That's why I rolled up on Jay-Z. I'm like, you're gonna meet a lot of.
Here's the thing though, you're like hella famous.
I'm famous and I'm NPR famous. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not true. Because,
yes.
and this is gonna be my.
If you live on the Upper West Side and you're like an older Jewish woman or like a 65-year-old
true.
plus
That's not true.
Hillary Clinton supporter who wears like, you know what I mean, like a lot of scarves and brooches, you're like, I love Hansen. Hansen Minha is great. He breaks things down in such a simple way. No.
I think you're famous. And I think you're great. And if you're gonna be more famous, check the segue out. You ready for the segue? Because you went from hosting Patriot Act
Yes.
to now you're playing a host on the morning show.
Yes.
And the morning show is a huge show.
If you have Apple Plus.
And I do.
Okay.
All right then. So what was that like? There's some famouses in that show.
Oh, yo, there's some people.
There's some famouses.
Yo, I'm in scenes with America's sweetheart, Reese Witherspoon.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's great.
That's super.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah,
super
it's chill. I didn't have to research. I didn't have to like put together.
You have to show up and do one job.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Just hit your line.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It's just like this right now. There's literally no prep. Show up. You have to do all the hard work.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you also know this, Lily? Nobody here likes you because you're the boss. But everybody here is thrilled that I'm here. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming to the house, Hassan.
This is not the end of the segment, really.
Hassan, I already knew this was gonna happen. Hassan's not gonna let this segment end.
We're not
He's
gonna
like,
let this
I
end.
flew all the way.
I flew from LA. I'm on I flew from New York.
Yeah.
I'm on a Delta middle seat.
Yeah.
Thank you, NBC Universal. Okay?
Have you had more fun here than any other show?
This is the most fun I've ever had on the show.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate you coming. Hassan promised me he would come in person on my show.
I
and he kept that
I
promise.
promised Lily I would come in person.
Yeah.
And here we are.
I really appreciate that, Hassan. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone watching at home, Hassan's literally just here he's not really promoting anything. You can catch him on the morning show. Otherwise, he's just a fantastic human being. So I guess like follow him on socials.
Yep.
Is that what you want me to say?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Sure.
All right. I hope you're enjoying season 2 of A Little Late with Lily Singh. If you're not sick of this face yet, go ahead and click subscribe right over there. Check out more clips just like this one right over there. And more importantly, have a great day.